All right, 7:40. Welcome back to CTV Morning Live. You just missed a little bit of Carrie Smith dancing around to some Christmas music. It was fabulous. Right now, we've got our own Justus Smith, of course, from Remax, and we've got Andrew Rink right here, ready to talk about something that I'm actually really interested in right now, because 'tis the season for Christmas, but it's also 'tis the season for selling your house for some people. And then they start to think about renovations and that whole process. So if we're talking about renovations, we're thinking lots and lots of money to spend. Where do you start?
Well, there's the thing with renovation projects, and when it comes to selling your house and considering renovation projects, is that the value is not in what you put into the property, but in what a buyer gets out of it. And so a buyer may not value the improvements as much as you do. The Appraisal Institute of Canada, has a list of some expected improvements that you can do to a property that may positively affect the value. They talk about kitchens and bathrooms being number one. That's right. 75 to 100% returns on investments on those, and then it goes down from there, talking about heating upgrades, flooring upgrades, etc. But really, there's not too many improvements that you can do, major projects that will be more than 100% return. So it's usually those little things that benefit you the most. But the thing that can be said about those improvements is that, number one, they can affect the saleability of your property. So that's great. And number two, even in terms of there may not be a net dollar to be had, but there's definitely a value in your personal enjoyment for the renovation project from what you get out of it. So they could be worth doing just for that sake alone.
Well, of course, the goal is, of course, when you have someone coming in to see a house, to be able to imagine yourself living there to begin with. And the kitchen and the bathroom is huge for me. Now, if we're looking at how much you actually have to shell out to make this all possible, what can a person who maybe is on a budget be doing?
Right, so if you're looking for like minimal to low cost for renovations. Little things you can do, obviously, to help the saleability of your house. Starting from the exterior, keep the outside clean. Depending on the season, rake, shovel, mow your lawn. The shrubs and green, make those nice looking, obviously. The pet droppings is a big one. Make sure that's cleaned up, obviously, because that's not nice to look at. On the interior of the home, obviously, you want to keep things neat and tidy again. Linens, clothes, beds, make sure those are folded, put away. The taps, obviously, if those are leaking, make sure those are not leaking, obviously. And the last thing on that as well with pets is a lot of people aren't interested in pet smells, I guess you could say, when they're walking into houses or having pets around. So for showings, obviously, have the pets taken out and removed from the home.
Now, I've heard this really interesting little thing where people say that if you bake cookies or you have baked goods in your house and that smell sort of, I guess it attaches itself to a certain comfort that people feel. Is that something that you ever recommend that your clients do? There
can be that, and ambient music that you could put on. Don't leave the TV running, but maybe have some soft music going. Yeah. That's a little bit better than having an action movie playing in the background. So, for sure.
So don't play Transformers or anything.
No. Yeah, keep everything ambient, and I think there are some cooking baked cookie aerosol cans that you can get, but that's taking a little too far.
Yeah. So you don't have to be a Martha Stewart in order to sell and create comfort.
No.
And so are there any additional tips that you might also give to anybody out there right now who is looking to sell?
I will say, actually, going back to that odor, don't mask your house with other odors. Rather there's some good stuff that you can get, like an air sponge that will actually absorb existing odors, rather than putting more odors on top. And that's a really good low cost improvement.
Economical?
They cost about $8 for a container, and they work very well. So definitely economical.
That's perfect. That's some really great information for all of you out there if you are looking to sell, and hopefully even those of you who are looking to buy, some things to look for.